Hey, what it do? What the business is?
It is another week in the books with the On Deck TV show. I am Spike Lou.
Man, holla at your boy Animal Brown, Animal underscore Brown if you're looking for me on socials.
Absolutely, man. And I am Spike Lou on them same social sites. Holla at your boy, AB. How you feeling out there?
Man, feeling much better. I don't know what's going on or going around down here in the A, but me
Mm.
and along with about 10 other people I know were sick last week. I'm just now getting over this shit.
Yeah, I had a little bug too, man. Had to fight through that. Start
God
putting the
damn.
mask on. Start wearing the mask again.
Might have to bring that back out. Shiesty too. Fuck it.
Oh yeah, I'm just gonna put the shiesty on. Fuck it. I be seeing people walking around with the mask now. Well, never mind. We ain't getting into that. We are gonna get into hip hop though. All right, man. If you paid attention last night, man, BET Hip Hop Awards happened. We will go over a list of the winners and see what you guys thought.
Yep.
Also, Rodney Darkchild Jerkins, he sells his catalog. We'll get into that. Doche had a nice speech at the awards. Speaking of that, Lil Baby had a surprise at his concert here in Atlanta over the weekend. But first, somebody said we needed to do an emergency pod for this.
Mm,
A lot of back and forth going on online. Is it this? Is it that?
yeah.
One of the GOATs, Wayne, put out the Carter 6 album over the weekend. We've had time to sit with it. AB, tell me
Yeah.
what you think about this Wayne album.
Yeah, the reviews online were all over the place, mostly leaning toward the bottom, to be honest. People were underwhelmed, and so was I. I was underwhelmed as well. Now, my expectations weren't that high, which makes this even worse. I won't call it trash. I know a lot of people were quick to call it garbage, trash, blah, 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 blah. I think the proper term is it's disposable. And an artist of Wayne's caliber is not supposed to make a disposable album, at least not this
Mm,
not this spot in his career. It's I listened to it once, a moment or two stood out, and then I was good. It was like a Kodak camera, bro. I didn't need it anymore. I listened to it once, and it was like, okay.
mm.
I didn't run back to play anything specifically. There's a couple of highlights though upon second and third spin, but it is nowhere near the caliber of the good Carters, which I would say are 1 through 4. And it's not even on the level of 5, which wasn't that good either. Um, uh, we're going to talk a little bit more in detail of kind of what we would do or what advice we would give Wayne, because everybody's got their opinion online, so we might as well throw our 2 cents in as well. But there's just a couple of things that are inexcusable for any artist in 2025, much less Lil Wayne. The production on here, the Peanuts to Elephants beat, is one of the worst beats I've ever heard in my life. And I've said this for
I
I don't who made that. Like with all due respect to whoever made it, they made. Listen, you made it to a Wayne album, bro. Congrats. That shit is god awful. The beat is horrendous, and I've been saying this for the last probably 5 years. I believe we're in the golden era of hip hop production. It is inexcusable to have whack beats past 2020 at worst. You can go on YouTube and find crack right now. You can type in Lil Wayne type beat and you'll find at least 15 beats harder than everything on this damn Carter 6, bro. It's
mm.
inexcusable. Shout out to my guy Bird. We were talking about it over the weekend. He said he ain't around. He you can tell Wayne ain't been around no hood niggas in probably 15, 20 years. You can tell. He been kicking it with Skip Bayless too much. This album sounds like it was recorded in Skip Bayless's house. Like he probably fucking with the
That's funny.
Bono joint. He probably fucking with the Jelly Roll joint, even though the Jelly Roll joint is cool. But he's probably fucking with a lot of songs on here, the rock and roll shit that no one has asked Wayne to keep doing. Like, stop doing that, bro. The Rebirth shit didn't work. We don't want any more rock and roll shit, fam. Like that, it's not the play. Like, bro, some of these songs sound like they belong on like the ending credits to Fast and Furious 12, bro. Like, I don't know what this shit is, dude. Like, it's again, I'm not going to say it's like the worst music I've ever heard, except Peanuts to Elephants. That shit is garbage. But outside of that, it's just mid. And Wayne legacy is too like certified to put out mid in 2025 to have these issues. And we'll, like I said, we'll speak more to that when we talk about kind of what we would do if we were guiding him. But that was my thoughts after spinning it 2 or 3 times. What did you think?
You hit a lot of nails right on the head in the sense of just not being in tune. You could tell that like I'm listening to a 43-year-old Wayne album. And that doesn't excuse some of the bars that you're saying, but it does speak to the production and like not knowing what's hot, not having a hot sound, not chasing one. Like there's a difference between chasing what's hot right now and somebody around you, like a good A&R, a good writing team, somebody that make great hooks
Yep.
being near you and saying, "No, do this way. Put this type of sauce on here this way." Like you still get to go in there and be Wayne, but you could tell there was a lack of a skilled, like creative team. That's the biggest thing that jumped out at me. At this point in Wayne's career, you can't just go in and rap like he usually does. I know that's what's made him great. That's why he's Wayne. Fine. There needs to be some assistance with the process now. It can't be throw on the beat, flick the lighter, smoke the blunt, spit the bars. That ain't gonna work no more, as we've seen on this album. And another thing too, having it labeled a Carter album
That hurts.
definitely hurt it.
That hurts.
This could have been another, whatever you want to call it,
Whatever.
Wayne album title and anything else you want. And the response of it would have been different, I believe, because people are, oh, yes, it's a Wayne's bored. He wants to put out an album.
Yeah.
But to extend the legendary series that we've argued about, maybe one of the greatest hip hop, like named
Yeah.
title themes throughout, like it may be one of the best in hip hop history. And this one put a huge flaw on it. So, yeah, the Jelly Roll song, I love the hook.
Yeah.
I like the song with Big X the Plug. He was on that hook.
Facts.
But just the cohesiveness of the album. You said something that's funny, but it's very true. The demographic for this album isn't us, because you could tell he hasn't been around people like us in a long time. But I can see like Skip Bayless
He fuck with
and
this.
Pat McAfee,
They fuck with this.
and you know what I'm saying, like
Anybody at Fox Sports right now, this banging this Fox
yeah,
Sports hallway right now.
Jim Rome,
Yeah, he
like
fucking with
the
this.
wannabe cool white dude, like not trying to be black, but just I'm cool. I
I'm
listen to
tapped in.
Wayne.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he's banging this, and it sounds like this who this is for. And I don't think it's that many of those people buying this for him to be, as we've seen the numbers came back. I believe they're not really good. So yeah, this is just it don't work. It's not. It's an incorrect project. It's incorrect,
It's
incomplete, incorrect, whatever you want to call it. It's a failure.
it's forgettable. It's
Yeah.
forgettable. It's underwhelming. And listen, we're not sitting here talking as if we thought this was going to be a classic. Like we heard the mixtape with the fix before the six or whatever it was. That shit that wasn't it. We heard the verse on Jello's remix. That wasn't it. So it's not as if we thought it was going to be five mics. But I was hoping, wishing that because he has done his thing on verses here and there, even though he dropped the ball on that Jello. But we were like, he probably just got the check from Def Jam and was like, he just rolled out the bed. Okay, fine. Nobody's taking Jello seriously anyway, so why should he? That's fair. But and then you slap the Carter name on it, which again, I'm saying 1 through 4. Because most series don't make it to 6 in hip hop. So really, you can compare the first 3 to other threes, and it's up there. You can compare it to the Blueprints. You can compare it to the In My Lifetimes. The only thing you probably can't compare it to is the Kanye College series. That's probably king top dog if we're gonna go 1 through 3. In terms of a series, Jeezy's TM 10, he got 3 or 4 in his TM series. Like it's up there with that. That's cool. But man, this like bro, it's the song with Big X was dope, and Big X made it though. He floated on
Made
the hook, and Wayne came in and was saying like some. He wasn't even saying.
pow pow PP. We like
I was like,
what?
what? Zit zit, deep dish, pussy. This. I was like, bro, what? And then he had his artists on there, and they didn't really, bro. It
Yeah,
just
nobody. There was no
he
standouts
got
as
his
far as his
kids
artists
on
on
2 songs, and right. Look, I get it. That's a proud papa moment. I understand completely. That's probably on the bucket list. But man, that shit don't be hitting, right? It's not good music, bro, and it's not to the caliber of what we expect Wayne to be able to do. And at this point, he looks washed. To be honest, he look like LeBron. When LeBron one time, it's gonna come soon. When LeBron is gonna average about 17 and 8, and we're gonna be like, man, we're gonna be like 17 and 8, cool. But like he not gonna be
But
starting
you
no more.
LeBron. Yeah, but you LeBron, bro.
You're gonna be like,
Yeah,
oh man.
the biggest takeaway too is not to beat a dead horse is it's just like at this age there has to be a specialty that you rapping about like Pusha T, Killer Mike, or Jay on 444, or you have to do some elite level rapping with serious production like Nas and Hit Boy.
Facts.
That's how it works. You can't be in a bubble and pop out and say, I'm gonna give you a Carter 6 album, which is what it sounds like he did. It don't sound like this take no more than what 2 weeks to put together.
I agree.
If that.
I
And
agree.
at this age in rap, for him, it just at that don't work no more. Like you got to put out a Michael, you got to put out a
Yeah.
fucking 444, you got to put out like those caliber of albums because we know you can do it, and that just speaks to your pedigree and that adds to your legacy.
Yeah.
This right here, like you said, it's a fart to win.
And I saw a guy on Instagram remake a beat for that Peanuts to Elephants and put the vocals over it and it sounded completely different. Like some dude with
Did he take the
3,000
elephants out?
followers, bro. Like he could have done the whole project honestly for 50 bands, dude. You could have thrown him a 50 ball and you would have got a whole album done and it would have sounded better than what we listened to with this. Which leads us to kind of where we think he should go from here. If we're putting our A&R hats on, if he heard this episode, it was like, Lou, all right, I'm hearing that people not fucking with this. My plan is to make one more Carter and then I'm out. What should I do for the last Carter? Like what how who should I go one producer? Should I go a bunch of different producers? What should it sound like? What direction should I go? What would you tell him?
I would advise him to lock in. First of all, I'm just going to think he can rap, but we're going one producer. And we're
Mm,
going one producer and we're going a short album, 12, 13 songs. And one producer could be Alchemist, it could be Hit Boy. Whoever is willing to sit with Wayne and create a song, or excuse me, a sound for the final Carter, the last album. There's a lot of things and history that could go into it. I want a writing team in there with him. We just
please.
heard Snoop say on the BET Awards last night, like I had to be able to accept. Hey, I need writers. It's cool. I can still do my thing. And I know it's not a bad thing because I've written for people like a Dr. Dre.
Bingo.
So I'm not expecting nobody to get in there and write Wayne bars, no,
Right.
but concepts of a song, what's the track, reference tracks,
Yeah.
things that are really like get the juices flowing in a way that we haven't heard for Wayne in a long time. So short album, one producer, writing team, go do a camp somewhere in fucking Wyoming. If you need to go home to New Orleans for 2 months, do that. But I want to create a space that's right for a Wayne of this age where nah, you can't go see Skip Bayless just like while we working on this album. You know what I'm saying? You gotta put the skateboard down for this album, bro. Like
Put the
what we need to
guitar
do,
down, bro.
all that we want to really tap into Wayne and wrapping this up. So secluded space, one producer, 13 to 12 tracks,
What the features
maybe
looking
even
like.
two, maybe even two skits on there. And I want legends. I want the legends on there as far as a feature. Like any legend that you like niggas that spit. Like
Yeah.
I know him and Push not do one do no feature, but that would be something that would be
It'd
maybe
be a
he get
moment.
Malice. Yeah, it would be a moment, and maybe you don't get Push, you get Malice. That would be cool.
Yeah.
Killer Mike would be on there. Of course, you still get Two Chains on there. Like just the Scarface. I would love to hear what something like
Ooh.
Scarface, Alchemist, and Wayne would sound like in 2000 and whatever when that come out.
Yeah.
But just something that say I'm royalty in the South. This is like the send off that I need. And being focused enough to work on that. And like Killer Mike said with that Michael album, it took me a year and a half, two
Yeah.
years to make that.
You crafted
That's the
that.
type of time, yeah, that's the type of time Wayne need to be on his next album. If I was A&R, and that's what I would push for.
I'm with a few of those points. Here's what I'm looking for. We keeping the track list short. Carter 5 had 23 songs. Carter 6 got 19. We not doing that. We keeping it right at the legal driving age, nigga. 16 max. That's max. Really, we gonna go learner's permit. So, but I don't want to necessarily do one producer, but I would look at it more from like the Black Album approach, how he was trying to get one from different people. But he needs an executive producer, and this is what we'd be doing. We'd put our hat on because he needs someone to world build, and that's what's
Yeah.
missing from the Carter one and the Carter two. That's what made those so great. There was world building. You got the
Yeah.
intro when he walking in the car, and he talk about walking in the outro and fly in, fly out, and it was building a world that you could walk into. That's what's missing. Honestly, that's what's missing from Carter three and up. But just Carter
Yeah.
three had really big songs on it,
Yeah.
so
Hits on there.
you know what I'm saying, he was cooking. We let him cook. Bring back that. Remember how American Gangster Jay-Z come on and it's the Idris
Hmm.
Elba intro and it got the Denzel clip and he like, yeah, white man.
Facts.
We can't. He couldn't tell me that though, and it's like you need to let's take the low hanging fruit and
Yeah.
jack something from New Jack City, bro, and chop and screw it
Hmm.
or take a clip and like let's set the tone early, world build it out, get A1 producers. We're gonna treat this like this your last season, and everywhere you go, you're doing the jersey swap. So Hit Boy
Mm.
gonna have some on here. Alchemist gonna have some on here. Like you said, Scarface gonna come through and bless it. And if you have to do some type of melodic song, like you just have to, that's fine. For Christ's sake, call Drake, dude. Please call Drake and help you y'all sit together and put that shit together. Like I'm single or something like that. Okay, cool. But man, put the guitar down. Hang up on MGK when he called and asked, can he be on it? Like hang up in his face. Like, don't give me no Budweiser commercial shit. I don't want to hear this fucking goddamn ending credits to fucking Fast and the Furious 15 shit, dude. You know what this reminded me of? This reminded me of this kind of how we felt about the Dre and Snoop. We were like, bro, what are they aiming for? Like, were they trying
Yeah.
to
Like it
cross
was.
over at 50? Like,
Hmm.
what are you doing?
Yes.
Like, it
Facts.
just it. I don't get
And
it. I don't want the ending credit music, bro.
I was reminded when you just said it. I forgot that Wyclef put this shit together.
You see what I'm
It sound
saying?
like Wyclef. This sound like Wyclef put this together.
Come on,
If a
man.
nigga told me Wyclef did this album after the fact, oh, okay, this makes sense then. This sound like some shit Wyclef will put together for Lil Wayne.
No one
But
on
no.
earth. We done named 5 producers. No one, not we name 100 before we got to okay. We want to see Wayne work with Wyclef. We might get to
And
200.
that's no disrespect to him either.
With
It just
all due
don't
respect, we
match.
just don't want them sounds together.
Yeah, what happens is you get this. You get a nigga that come in the studio with an elephant beat and Wyclef hearing it and like gassing it and Wayne being too out of touch to be like, nah, that ain't it, bro. Like we really want to have an environment where Wayne you get to come in and get the rap. We're gonna lay the storyline out for you. We're gonna put all the producers in
Yes,
place for you.
yes.
The sounds you don't have to worry
The
about.
hooks,
You just get in there and do the Wayne thing.
bro.
Flick your lighter and give people bars. That's
And, and,
fine.
and we've got this is the sixth Carter. How many features from a Hot Boy have been on a Carter, bro?
Damn, that's sad. None.
None.
None. Have
On
Baby
this
even been on
last
there?
Carter, we're
Have
gonna have
Baby
a
been
song
on
with the
there?
Hot Boys. You said who?
Excuse me. Have Baby been on there? I don't even think
Oh,
Baby been on there.
Birdman. I mean, he talking.
He talked on Birdman Jr., but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
damn, that's interesting.
No big timers. No, they. I don't believe they've
Manny
had to get
Fresh had a
somebody
beat on
correct
here,
me if
right?
I'm wrong, but off the dome, they haven't had a verse on there.
Yeah, one of them songs will have to be a Hot Boy song
Got to, and it got to be
with the Manny
fire
beat.
though.
Yeah, with the
Like,
Manny Fresh beat.
but with the Manny Fresh, like the Manny Fresh sounding Manny Fresh beat. Like
Yeah.
it got to sound like, oh, that's taking me back right there. Like I need one of them. And I need
Hmm.
like give me Alchemist, give me one from Hit Boy. But niggas gonna throw you the fire because they know this your last. If you
It's
build it as your
Wayne.
last joint, what?
Facts.
They gonna give
It's
me
a
their
different
best
folder.
shit.
Yeah, it's a different folder. They get to go. They're gonna go to that folder. They ain't gonna go to the. Oh, I'm shopping around for Alchemist
Yeah,
beats, and
nah,
he sends you the pack over it.
nah.
It's a special folder that all producers got. They give you the
The
one out.
lock
They give
folder,
you,
nigga. That
yeah, you
motherfucker
get the
locked.
one out the special one.
That,
Yeah,
mean, that motherfucker in a safe. That hard drive in a safe that's
I don't even
locked
take that
inside
hard
another
drive with me
safe.
nowhere. Yeah, I don't even take this hard drive out the house really.
Metro. I need.
All of that.
I feel like it's not a hard thing to put together. That's why it's disappointing. But who knows? We'll see. Y'all let us know what y'all would do if y'all were A&R and Wayne's new project, and let us know what y'all think of that Carter Six.
Hey B, last night Kevin Hart hosted it was some anniversary, it might have been the 50th anniversary or something like that. 25th,
25th.
25th anniversary. But last night Kevin Hart hosted the BET Awards. It was live. To you,
Yeah.
because we've been shitting on the BET Awards for a while now. We've asked for more. It seems like they heard us. I want to ask you, do you think this is one of the best BET awards in recent memory?
Man, they were celebrating the anniversary of 106 in Park, which I
Yep.
believe was 15 years. Somebody correct me, 20, 15 years, one of the two. Time is flying. Who knows? So they were celebrating that, and you can tell award shows are more about the performances now, which I'm perfectly fine with. And I think they nailed this one. I thought the 106 tribute was complete flames. I thought it was cool that they had a lot of the old hosts. It kind of sucked that AJ couldn't be there. It kind of sucked that it was a couple of people missing. It'd have been cool to have the whole gang. That kind of would have been dope. But I like the performances. I like that they kept it. I like the tribute to Jamie Foxx. I thought Kevin Hart did fine. He did fine. It was kind of cool that it was live because he got a couple of curse words in there. They couldn't bleep out in time. A couple of jokes he got off on Kirk Franklin was funny. I thought this was actually a really solid BET award show. They need to end it a little earlier because I'm not staying up all night to watch the whole damn thing. They can cut that down a little bit. Cut the pre-show down so you can move the fucking time up. I'm too washed for that shit. If you're trying to target the 106 audience, they're in my age bracket. They ain't trying to be up till midnight watching fucking Glorilla bounce around and shit, bro. It's too late. And she did a really good performance too. So yes, I think the award shows have been a little bit better lately, but I thought this one was like I didn't have really nothing to complain about, honestly. Like usually it's pretty simple. We'll call something out like, yo, that Usher tribute was ass, or you know what I'm saying, or why did they have so and so performing? I thought they went for all damn near all nostalgia, and I think it worked. What about you?
Yeah, man, we've asked for a long time for the BET Awards to take themselves more seriously and for the talent to take it more seriously. What
People
I was
showed
most
up.
impressed, I was yes.
Yeah.
What I was most impressed by is people they came looking good. Like it
Yep.
was on some grown up, like black tie shit. Like it
Yeah.
was really impressive just to see people be like, no, I'm taking this serious. It ain't gotta be the Oscars or the what this is on the same level as that. So if
Yeah.
I was gonna put this on for the Grammys, I'll put it on for the BET Awards. I really appreciated that. You could tell that there's a memo and there's a change that went on behind the scenes there. It's like, okay, now this ain't the BT Hip Hop Awards, my nigga. This is like the BET Awards. This is the big dog.
Yeah.
And it felt like a big dog event. Like
Agree.
people felt like they were supposed to like be there and be on they dimes.
Yep.
So I really appreciated that. I think Snoop did a hell of a job with his performance.
Agree.
Let's see, Jamie Foxx did a little much with his speech, what he did to Stevie Wonder thing. That was wild.
That was
But
nuts. That was
his
nuts.
daughters was embarrassed as hell.
Facts.
We'll talk about this a little later, but I like Doshi. I
Yeah.
like Glorilla's performance. I even understood being older, just seeing the hype around Playboy Cardi performance. Like I'll
Mm,
talk more about it later in my put on, but just the hype with the youngsters, like how it went crazy when he came out.
yeah.
Like I thought that was really interesting because it showed it just wasn't just old people in there.
For
But
sure.
all in all, this was one of the best BET awards in recent memory. I hope it continues to ascend up and then people feel like this is a must. I can't miss this event. Just like you're gonna go to the fucking Met Gala, the Grammys, or the Oscars, or whatever it may be, the BET Awards needs to be that at least in our community and in our culture. And I think they did a great job in showing that last night and setting the standard for future BET Awards.
Yeah, I thought the guest list was on point. They had everybody from the streamers to
Yes.
Kendrick and SZA on tour right now, and they popped up. You know what I mean? Mariah, OG, Icons,
Hmm.
Wheezy. Like it was a I get to it. It was well put. I thought it was well put together. I
Hmm.
thought the host did a fine enough job, and the performances and stuff were solid. We'll get to the winners in just a second. But it had good moments. I really didn't have nothing to complain about. Usually it's very easy. We watch a BET award for 10 minutes in to find something to be like, really? Like this like
Right.
y'all doing this? Or where's so and so? Or where's really? I can't Brian, I ain't really got no complaints. It was solid. If you watched that, it was like you thought it was trash, and I don't know what more you're looking for, or just award shows
Yeah.
just aren't your thing, which is fine. But that would have been this one would have been a dope one to go live to. Like Ti shut it down.
Oh, facts.
This would have been a great one to go live to. Like this would have been right up my alley, dude. I'd have been in that motherfucker sharp as fuck, shit sharp, and hype off my golden years of listening. I was probably college era that when 106 was popping. So like that would have been a dope one to visit or to be in person for when I can't say the same for the last 10, honestly. So
Yeah.
salute to BET, man. We give them a hard time for the awards. They did their thing with this one. I'm interested to see whenever the Rap City tribute comes along, or whenever that anniversary is, they should get busy for that too. Even though I know they had a small one with Tick in the booth and stuff and Ludacris. But
That was the
still,
worst part of the show.
you think so?
Yeah, worse.
No, Ludacris
With
really did
Ludacris.
body. You hate. You hate. I will say the Cam Newton. Well, first of all, his outfit was insane. Second off, the sports show 106 in sports. I was like, nah, no, bro. Y'all could think of something better than that, fam. That wasn't
Oh
it.
shit. That's funny
106 in
as
sports
hell.
is nasty, bro. That
That's
ain't
yeah.
it.
What they I missed that.
Yeah, they
What
announced a
they
new
do?
show. He hosting it with another young lady after Ashley Nicole or something. It's coming in the
Yeah,
fall. Daily sports show.
interesting. Hey
106 in
man,
sports, bro.
they could have gave it another name, but I guess they trying to tie off their legacy like name.
Yeah,
But I mean, I'm glad. I will say this: I'm glad someone gave Cam a shot. I know he's been
he
on
dope.
ESPN a little bit. I do like his commentary. He do add a
Yeah,
different flavor than
yeah.
you get on ESPN and Fox. So I will say that I'm glad they gave him a shot. Do I have to say that I watch it though?
You never know, man. I mean, with the success of Cam and Mace, I see that. I mean, not just them
It can
too, like
work.
all the
Oh, definitely,
smoke.
it could work.
Yeah, yeah, it could
Yeah,
definitely
like
work.
yeah, one Cam can carry a show
Yeah.
100%. I do agree with that.
For sure.
Um, what
Next up, man, award winners. Quick rundown of the awards. Again, it ain't really so much about the awards no more. It's about the performances and what the motherfuckers is rocking and shit. But we got the full list of winners. Couple things that jumped out. They gave Chris Brown his flowers. Best male R&B. Best group was Future and Metro. Okay. Best male hip hop artist was Kendrick. Video of the year was Not Like Us. Album of the year was GNX, so Kendrick cleaned up here at the BET Awards. Best actor Denzel. Best movie was Luther. Never Too Much documentary, and a couple of other ones that stood out. Man, do you think they got it right? Did they miss any of these? Are these about right? What you think?
Everything was about right. I was surprised at the movie one, even though I did fuck with that Luther.
I did
I
too.
don't really know if that was the winner in that category. Leon Thomas surprised me. I fuck with Leon Thomas. I thought Big X was gonna walk away with that.
Oh yeah, yeah. That was a tight race
Yeah, but Leon Thomas is dope, and I want to. Yeah, he got a fire album at Much, I believe is the name of it.
for sure.
So yeah, that's banging. Everything else pretty much lined up. I figured they give it to Doechii. I figured Luther and Kendrick would win it. As far as that, um, I probably would have gave that group winner to Drake and Party.
Okay.
I can't. I ain't giving Metro Boomin like you're a producer, bro.
Yeah,
Like
that's that. Come on, Future and
that's kind
Metro
of
as a
cheating,
group.
bro.
Like, come
Yeah,
on.
that's cheating, bro.
You got
So I
Larry
kind of
June
gave
and
it.
Two Chains on here, Drake and
Yeah.
Party, Common and Pete. Well, that's a producer thing too.
Too,
But
yeah,
yeah, like come on,
that
bro.
was just like that shows the lack of groups that we have in hip hop too.
That's true.
Like
That's
it ain't
true.
no like clips, outcasts, or locks, or no shit like that, bro.
Yeah,
That's
nah, it's quiet.
crazy.
It's quiet.
Damn. What about you? What jumped out to you?
Yeah, I thought these were pretty solid, man. I mean, Sportswoman of the Year was kind of tough. I know Clarissa Shields was like, really?
She was
I
hating
got
too.
I got belts last year. What we
She was
talking
hating.
about?
Would you pick her over Angel Reese?
Probably so. I know women's
She ain't
basketball is
popular
becoming
enough.
more popular than women's boxing is, but did Angel Reese did they make the
Clarissa.
playoffs? Did she get
Yeah, they
rookie of the
got
year?
swept. No, God, no. Caitlin
Yeah,
Clark got that.
yeah, that's what I'm. So I don't know.
From a cultural standpoint, though, they giving it to her. Like she has been one of the faces of women's sports and black culture. So I would give them that. Like Clarissa Shields, either you follow boxing, you seen her on the thick when she was weighing in, you seen how thick she was, or you know she
That's
fuck with
funny as
Papoose.
hell.
Like she really ain't a cultural impact, and she tried to come and say, "I thought we made it about accolades."
Yeah,
I don't think that this is an accolade award. Like this, not necessarily. It's more of a cultural impact award. So she came out. She could have just said congratulations to Angel Reese, but she was hating. But I guess you can do that when you can beat bitches ass. So
when you got
and
hands
niggas too.
and,
So
and niggas too.
who am I to say anything? So
Asia
you
Wilson was nominated too, and she won
Asia
MVP.
could have won. Asia
Yeah,
should have won actually.
that's
Yeah. That would have been a big one if Asia had won.
yeah,
That young stars was Blue Ivy. That's what we doing.
yeah.
That's
That
what we
was
doing that. Come on, man.
That was kind of nuts. I don't know any of these people on this list though, to be fair.
Yeah, that is true too. I didn't know
So
any other people, but it just looks funny that Blue Ivy was, that's kind of wild. But
oh
go off,
shit. Your girl
go
Dochi had a
off.
big night though.
Though she did have a big night, man. She won Female Artist of the Year. Looked really good in her fit. That yellow on, popping off the beautiful black skin. She was in her bag,
For sure.
and she got up there. And when she got up there, she spoke to the riots that are happening right outside of where the awards were shot in LA, where the National Guard was called in to help ICE with their arrest. And since then, the Marines have been called in. And she essentially called what Trump doing is disgusting and make sure that people continue to voice their, distaste with Trump. You think this is a big deal? Just business as usual? Will she go start to get more like activist looks? Like, what do you think this means for Doechii and her statements?
Yeah, I mean, this is a regular deal, man. Somebody was gonna say it. There's too much going on. It was the elephant in the room in LA. Like there was talk that they might not even have the
Yeah,
awards. Like they were still trying to debate. Like, are we still gonna go through with this shit? Like,
right.
there's a lot going on. So, and she's been on a political. She talks political stuff. Like she's done it before on her Twitter page, even before she was on. So this is about right. I'm not mad at that. Your boy De Niro just did it. What was it, the Tonys or whatever that was? He said
Yeah,
fuck Trump, and everybody cheered, and I'm like, so half of y'all didn't vote for him? Like I'm confused. Like you can't cheer the fuck Trump shit, and he in office, bro. Like in low key a blowout. Like come on, bro. Like
that's true.
half of y'all full of shit in the crowd. So that was cap. But this is, I mean, it's
That's
on
funny.
brand. If she wants to make the statement, whatever, that's fine. It was, is she? No, she's from Florida, but she's TDE, so that's LA. So we knew someone was probably going to say something with all that shit going on. It's just too, it's the elephant in the room. So I'm not mad at her. I don't see her. I don't know what this means for her going forward. I mean, we've had Cardi make statements. Plenty of people make political statements. Happens all the time. They don't necessarily mean that they finna run for office next. But salute to her. I guess. I mean, it is what it is. It's crazy going down out there though.
Yeah, what's going on in LA is insane. First time the National Guard has been deployed in the U.S. since '68,
Mm.
which is insane. The president not supposed to do it, but that's another show. I like this for Doechii. I like this a lot for Doechii in the sense of when Snoop goes to a crypto rally put up by Trump, right, and or these rappers come out of the Trump rally, and these different people are in support of Trump. The boos are very loud. The talk takes over the timeline.
Facts.
Everybody got an opinion on it. And I would love for people to cheer and clap as loud for Doechii as they jeer when these people do shit on the other side. Because what they end up doing is just pumping it up even more.
Yep.
But when this happens, it don't get pumped up enough. So I'm glad she did this, and I hope it continues to go viral and people, take note. I'm not asking her to be an activist or do anything of that nature, but just voicing it where she voiced it when she in her big moment of being the best female artist of the year. I still want to make and take time to do this. I love it. I hope people take notes and continue to do it as well because I think we need that to counteract the stuff that happens when people support Trump that we're surprised by. And that again is so loud when you do it, but this gets like a flash in the pan and then we move on. So shout out to Doechii. I'm glad we got to discuss it a little bit and I hope people continue to do it. Like, and people do it. Like we
Yeah, yeah,
got
for sure.
people out there that do it, but I'm glad that she's a young new artist and she like, I'm not going to be scared to say this. That was dope to me.
Nah, most definitely. Next up, man, your boy Timbaland. Your boy Timbaland made the news, man. Got a couple of feathers riled up over the weekend. He announced his first AI rapper, Tata. The internet roasted him. Other producers roasted him. A couple of people also came to his defense, though. Ray Daniels came to his defense. Swiss, his ace, came to his defense. He took to live and had a decent conversation with Guru. Shout out to Jay Z's engineer, his main man. They had a real good conversation. Guru wasn't going for it though. So my question to you, Timbaland, AI artist, AI record label, are you here for it? Is it a big deal, little deal, no deal?
This is a big deal. And from some of the points that Guru was making in the post that I read, I didn't get to see the interaction. But the namesake of Timbaland, if this was some random producer doing this, then who cares? But you're Timbaland, and the respect of the art should go a little bit further for you. It's going to make people think that this is okay. It's going to make people assume that since Timbaland did it, I can go use AI on my voice, so I can get the AI Drake feature and float this out here anonymously, and it's just get my name or profile up or whatever you're trying to do. I, this eliminates a barrier of entry to hip hop that could be dangerous. And then we get to this stuff where we talking about it. We say it sometimes. You never know what's real, what you see now. You ask you like one of the first things you ask yourself, is this real?
Right.
Like with the deep
You got
fakes and the
to.
different shit, you got it. Like, man, bro, is this even real?
Yeah.
So that's I don't like this for Timberland. I hope I'm gonna look at some of the stuff that you said. What did Ray Daniels say?
Ray Daniel said there's no difference. He said there's no difference between this and the person who created Mickey Mouse. He said that Timbaland is using this as like a brand to create and like to like a character to put on, to slap on lunch boxes and whatever the case may be. He says no. He compared it to Mickey Mouse.
And the reason that that's insane to say is because what will happen is labels and people who make music will just say it's easier for me to create a character than it is for me to work with a rapper. And now you got hip hop that'll be full of created characters versus actual real fucking artists and people. So I can't rock with Ray Daniels. He tries to be divisive a lot anyway. I do fuck with Ray Daniels, but
Yeah.
I can see where he tries to come down on the other side of things a lot. And this is one of those times. Like if Timbaland goes and creates fucking Mickey Mouse, that's danger for what we know as hip hop. Because everybody's gonna go create their own version of Mickey fucking Mouse now. And then
Yep.
you're gonna have artists that are like, damn, why can't I get a good beat? I'm over here working with Mickey Mouse and Goofy and fucking Donald Duck. Like, get
Yeah.
out of here, Ray Daniels.
With all due respect to Ray Daniels, because I fuck with him too. The difference between an AI rapper and Mickey Mouse is number one, a human had to draw Mickey Mouse. A human also had to animate Mickey Mouse, and a human had to voice Mickey Mouse. That's not the same as an animated, you just press a button on the computer and it spit out a person with a verse and like, bro, what are you talking about? It's not the same thing, fam. Like Mickey Mouse came from somebody's, they had to literally hand draw it and animate it, like and voice. Anyway, so that's apples to oranges. He thought he cooked, but that's not it. Guru likened it to the beginning of what kind of took Detroit down when the automobile industry was booming and manual in the manufacturers and all that, and then tech came in and wiped out the jobs. And he's like, look at how Detroit, look how long it's taken them to recover, if arguably they haven't recovered yet. So it's he's like it could have that type of effect in a worst case scenario because it killed the industry. And so that's kind of what he's trying to tell Timberland, like it's a slippery slope. And Swiss is on the other side, like, bro, it's just an entry point to it's not how you start, it's how you finish. Like he's trying to kind of give him some grace, like let him feel it out. All these other groups of people are testing AI out for all kind of shit. Let Timberland try to find his way and figure out how it can work for him. Here's my only issue with it. What problem is Timberland solving by creating an AI artist? No one's asking for it. You're not solving anything. You know, here's where AI works. When Beanie Siegel no longer has his voice, and he can now do an AI voice of himself off of shit, and he can write his own shit and then put out. He can continue to make music, even though his voice isn't the same. That's solving a problem, bro. This nigga just trying to get a check like that. You're trying to get a check and trying to get the biggest overhead on an artist. That's the only reason you would be doing this. No one is asking for it, and it's not solving an issue. Eazy-E is no longer here. You can if there's people out here asking for an Eazy-E project, okay, cool. Then we can use AI to bring Eazy-E back and make a project with him and his son and this, that, and the third, and his estate be over it. That's solving a problem if people are asking for it. That's filling a gap. No one's asking for this, bro. Capital, remember we talked about this like 2 or 3 years ago. They tried to assign an AI artist that looked like Takashi, bro. It failed miserably. Nobody want to hear that shit. What are you
And
talking about?
you spoke to an issue about solving a problem. The problem here goes back to what we were saying about Wayne. Timbaland is out of touch and he's rich. And what this problem that it solves for him is he knows how much it takes to break an artist. the egos you got to deal with, the different back and forths, and maybe it never even happens. If I could just press a few buttons and put my beat behind it, all that shit should take off. The problem with that is it's selfish. You're not thinking about the rest of the people in the industry. You're only thinking about yourself.
Yeah.
You already got money, bro. You're already successful. But you're trying to build on that success with your name of Timbaland and being like, oh, you know what? I can just add my beat to an AI person. And you're not understanding how detrimental that is to everything that we call hip hop, which I hope Guru did tell it, and I'm sure he did.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
like you said, this could ruin the whole industry, bro. The industry is already fighting for its life right now.
Yep. Streaming did
Like if
that.
people have been paying attention and noticed like what's been going on with rap this year, ain't no major acts coming out. Like, and we say this probably every other year because we did have a big year, like I think last year.
Yeah, for sure.
But still, to that point, it's just not as it ain't as much, star studedness there as it used to be. And part of that is because people trying to figure out this shit with AI and trying to figure out all these different things. And you just adding to it and I like in a selfish way, and I don't like that. If this was something that a lot of people would benefit from, and it was like creating a new pathway in hip hop or something of that nature, then that's fine.
Yeah.
But very few people would be able to benefit from this, especially up
Yes.
and coming artists or producers.
Yeah, it don't make sense. Bro, it just he,
Would you respect
he looking for a check.
Would you respect a big actor, or excuse me, damn, a big rapper that was sitting in the studio and they typed in the chat GPT, I'm such and such the rapper. I'm working on this song like such and such. Just give me a hook for it. Would you respect that?
Lil Wayne might have benefited from that. Not
He
even gonna
might
lie
have
to you.
did.
Lil Wayne might need to see what that shit
Hey,
do. He might
because
need
if
to
you
feed Chat GPT his lyrics and then be like, man, give me a hook for this beat right here, bro.
because if you're familiar with Chat GPT, it can do that.
Yeah, yeah, no, for it can learn
Definitely
your
be able
voice.
to do it. Yeah,
It can
facts. So
learn your
that's cool.
tone and all of that shit. And real quick, I just got through finish watching. Did you finish the studio?
Yeah,
Remember at the end when they were on stage? Now, this is not a spoiler. It's not like a plot thing,
right.
but they were on stage because dude greenlit the graphics to be done by AI, and people were
Hmm.
like, "Yo, why you
Yeah,
do that? Like nobody asked for it. You have graphic designers, nigga. Like the fuck. That's what you don't have to do that. Nobody is like, man,
yeah,
I really wish you'd give us an AI graphic. Like, no, no. It'd be
yeah.
one thing if people are asking for it. You're just trying to cut corners and trying to
Right.
be
Which is going
profit high, and that's
facts.
right
And that hurt the little man every time.
every time.
Every time. All right, next man. It says Pusha T at one point in time, he and Kanye, when they were still not at odds, he tried to convince Kanye to start his own fashion house a la LVHM. What is LVHM?
MH. That's Louis
Oh, MH.
Vuitton,
Oh,
Moet Hennessy.
okay, gotcha.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So Pusha tried to convince Kanye to start his own fashion house similar to that. Could that have worked, AV?
Listen, Kanye is the number one. It ain't that Ralph. It's Yeezy. It's Donda. I'm
How,
this.
Sway? How?
Exactly. I'm this. I'm that. This is some. If Pusha really actually did suggest this to him, this would have been genius. Because LVMH is worth. Matter of fact, I gotta look it up now.
It's the highest
It's
one, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
bro. It's worth. It's like crazy. 271 billion.
Hmm.
It's a huge conglomerate. It's a holding company that specializes in luxury goods. Fam, at one point in time, Kanye was tied to Jay Lorenzo with Fear of God. He was tied to Don C. He was tied to Off White and Virgil. If he had them three and then had Yeezy on top of that in one house under his umbrella, nigga, that's the coldest advice a nigga has. If Kanye heard that, it was like, man, fuck you. I don't got my own shit. And then there's something wrong with it. He slowed in. Cause that like he should have been like he should have jumped at the opportunity. Nigga, 271 billion? What are we talking about? Like, fam, he had Yeezy under a deed under another company hitting the billion
I
dollar
was
mark.
making
Imagine
billions.
if he owned
Yeah.
all three of those brands under one thing. Like, dude would be a bro. He could run shit, man. Bro. Apparently, the evaluation has surpassed 500 billion. So, and that was as
For
of
what?
2023.
LVHM?
Yes,
LVMH, excuse me. Uh,
genius.
we know. We know that was a good idea. Yeah, well, we know what this was though. We know this is ego. We know this is not Kanye being able to go to Virgil with a fair deal
Mm.
as far as equity, as far as ownership. It's no him not being able to go to a Virgil, well, excuse me, I said Virgil with Jared
Yeah.
with a fair deal. Because at some point in time, as he's had with all his relationship, he's going to wild out or sever those ties, and it's just not going to work. Well, damn, how do to answer this question, brilliant idea. Brilliant,
Definitely could
like
have
you
worked.
said. We needed that black luxury house. There are some out there, but this would have been one of them ones where you getting all of them linked up under one tree and then continue to build from that. This would have been fire. But we know why I didn't, though. We know why I didn't. And I see why, like, I see why Push, like, I thought it was so interesting when he said, like, why he can't work with Kanye no more. He was like,
Yeah.
because Kanye is brilliant in the sense of, like, his ability to read people and he knows that I don't like him. I can't even fake it
Yeah.
around him.
I
I
don't
thought that was
respect him. I don't
very
look at him as a
interesting. I don't
man.
respect him as a man. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't respect him as a man. And he said he's so brilliant that I know that he know when I'm around that I feel that way about him.
Yeah.
So we can't even pretend work together, nothing like that, because he know how I feel about him. And I thought that was very interesting, and it has to do with this right here. Like, I'm sure Push has gave him several ideas like that. There's probably many other smart people in his life. Even when fucking Sway was saying it.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, just start with the infrastructure. You're like, oh, I can't be like people figure out how to do shit all the time when they want to, bro. Like that system against me and industry won't let us in. Like that's understandable. I get it. But when people want to do shit, they figure it out, especially when they have access to billions of dollars. So
Yeah. Especially
would have
when
been a
you
great
when
idea.
your
Though.
name precedes you the way it did,
Yeah.
bro. He could have
Kanye could have set up the infrastructure to have his own clothing line if he wanted to. He could have
for
got a
sure.
factory built. He could have got the materials and stuff that he
He was
needed
on his
to.
way though, because that does
Yeah.
take capital. I'm not gonna act like
It take a lot.
this nigga in the crib
You know how much
printing
it
stuff.
costs? Man, you know how much it costs to build a warehouse, a
Yeah, that's what I'm
fully
saying.
functioning to get it engineered like you need to with the stuff that you
Yeah,
need
that
made
shit
out of it.
is
We're talking
insane.
about billions of dollars.
Yeah.
That's why people don't just throw up factories. Like, you know what I'm saying? It does cost a lot of money to do that and I think people misunderstand when it's like, oh, you could just order like next. We talking about something different.
Yeah,
It's
nah.
not ordering the shirts and getting them screen printed
Yeah,
up.
nah.
That's not what we talking about, nigga.
That
The raw
Ralph.
materials, yeah, the raw materials are coming to a factory. They taking them raw materials and they stitching, cutting, they making like real deal shit. So yeah,
Yeah.
it take money to get that shit done, but it could have been done.
This is one of the biggest what ifs. Now, all of a sudden, just out of the blue, I'm adding this to the top of a big what if. Kanye could have ran the fucking world with that shit. Ain't no he could have, and then ain't no telling who else he would have scooped up on the way, bro. Like,
Facts.
you talk about a missed opportunity. God damn.
Man,
Before we get to these wins and these losses, man, producer Rodney Jerkins, Dark Child, known for doing a whole bunch of brandy shit, whole bunch of classic R&B stuff. He is the latest producer to sell his catalog. Of course, they didn't give us the numbers. They always hate on that. You know, we like talking numbers on deck. But ironically, I had a conversation with a lawyer who shall remain nameless that handles acquisitions of catalog sales. And so I got some insight on kind of just what the process is like. And we spoke a little bit about futures and some other artists who have sold their catalogs that we were not privy to. So just thought it'd be cool to throw a couple things out there. I did not know that Andre 3000 had sold his catalog.
what
And
he sell? The flute shit?
he sold his
Niggas.
parts in of course, the Outkast catalog.
Oh
And
wow.
up to that point, he would always block people from sampling it. So that is why we never or very rarely hear Outkast being sampled. That may change soon, but I thought that was very interesting. I had no clue. Number one, he sold it because we usually stay on point with stuff like that. And two, I didn't know he was the one that was blocking samples. So we
It's
may
real low
start
key.
seeing that more often now.
Did you know Prince done that? Prince block samples. You can't
Oh
sample
no,
a
I
Prince
ain't know
song.
that.
He never heard a Prince sample.
Damn.
Yeah, he was very adamant about not letting people sample his songs. But they said that may change soon, like you said too, because the estate is not. I don't think it's owned by his people no more. Something changed with his estate. I'm not sure. Don't quote me. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think
She
this is interesting. Go ahead. I'm bad.
now real quick, I was gonna say she said I asked her what the play was because it seemed like we talked about this on the show in the last probably 5 years post COVID or post pandemic. It felt like a lot of people were selling their catalogs. Dream, Justin Timberlake, Future. Like every other week, it was like somebody was selling their catalog. I was like, yo, is there a play that the people that are buying them know about? And she said, yeah, what they're banking on is Congress changing the copyright laws to make it more beneficial for the people who own the rights to their own music. She said that's supposed to come within the next 5 to 10 years. So they're very apparently these same. She said it's the same 2 or 3 companies that's buying up everybody's shit. She said there's some type of inside information that Congress is switching shit up, and it's going to be more lucrative for you to own your music in that time. I don't know what the tweak is. I don't know what the change is going to be, but that's the reason why people have been doing it lately. But why people
So
have been buying it up lately. We know about niggas is selling because
oh,
it's
okay,
an
I
easy
got you. I was
bag.
gonna say, okay, got it. Because it's like refinancing your house, damn near.
Right, you
If
get in
you
the
got
bag,
yeah.
and then plus, the same reason why Dame couldn't, had a hard time selling Reasonable Doubt is because it reverts back to the original owner after 35 years anyway, regardless of a sale. So people are just trying to get in where they fit in. She said they're not even sometimes some of the projects they be buying are getting ready to revert back. Man, she said they don't really be. They're trying to get the whole bulk. So if 1 or 2 projects revert back in a couple years, and that's fine. They'll take that L. They'll eat that for the rest of the shit. It's interesting. And she said in some albums, if they didn't perform well, or if they don't have if they didn't do well commercially, they'll exclude those projects out of the catalog sale because it brings down the value of your catalog. So we'll see people who will sell that catalog, but it'll be from this year to this year, or it'll
Mhm.
be this half of the catalog and not this half. She said that's where the most of the time that's where the logic is because maybe those albums underperformed and they bring the value down, so they leave those out. So I was like, damn.
Mm.
So it's just interesting,
And
man. We talk business on here.
now that is interesting. And while people are selling, Taylor Swift is buying hers back.
Oh, word?
Yeah, she bought all her full catalog. You know, she went and redid all the
Yeah.
songs. So now she went and bought all those masters back. I'm looking for the price she paid.
I know Ashanti tried to redo her shit too. Her and Irv were kind of getting into it about that. She tried to re-record it.
I don't
So
think it'll work for somebody like her.
it's 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 interesting. So be on the lookout, man. We'll probably see more of those sales going down. And real quick too, she said I forgot how she was talking about Drake. Oh, I asked her about Drake and UMG. I said, "You think he got
Hmm.
a case?" She was like, "Nah, probably not." And she was like, "He don't deserve it. Like, dude's like an asshole." I was like, "Whoa, that's my goat now. Hold on now." She was like, "Nah, like, dude, like he snapped off on Yachty for the comments he had about not like us. That's why Yachty got taken off of the. There was a song that was supposed to come out last year that he got took off of it, and then he said if y'all knew the real reason him and Metro fell out, people
Everybody
wouldn't fuck.
keeps saying that. They wouldn't
She
fuck with
said
him.
she said people wouldn't fuck with Drake. People would look at him differently. Of course, she wouldn't tell me what the reason was, but
If you would have,
she
if you,
said Metro's doing him a solid by not saying what it is.
I wonder what that could be.
She gave me a
Either
hint, but I'm not gonna say it on air though.
you have to tell me when we get done.
Yeah, for sure.
It
But she
either
gave
have to
me a
be
hint.
about, but it's always one or two things.
It's not
Did the
that
hint?
though.
It ain't one of the two things. It ain't
No,
money or bitches.
no,
Well, that's interesting. Yeah, you
it
definitely
is.
got to tell me.
Shit. What we
Um,
got?
we got the wins and the losses. First winner or loss, AB Lil Baby concert in Atlanta 2 nights in a row. He brought out YFN Lucci one night on stage. Is that a win or a loss?
Man, it seems like a win. We know Baby is cool with Thugger, obviously, and Thug and Lucci have a checkered past, clearly. So it's interesting to see how that's going to unfold. But we're here for the peace, man. Ain't no money in the beef. Ain't nothing but jail time and cemetery time and shit. So I'm here for the peace. It'll be a huge look if Thug and Lucci tag team get up together, but I don't see it happening. It's deeper than rap when it comes to that shit. But shout out to Baby and Lucci though. That's a dub.
Yes, a dub that Baby was able to do it. I hope that this don't cause no strain on the relationship between him and Thug, and it would be a really, really big deal because, like you said, it is deeper than rap. If Lucci and Thug were to let bygones be bygones, I've heard from Atlanta people that would never happen, but
Yeah.
never say never.
Yeah, exactly.
Never say never, man. All right, we were talking about that Snoop biop, AB. It was supposed to be done by the Hughes brothers. It has now been switched to another director. I can't
Craig
think of the
Brewer.
name, right? Craig Brewer.
Yep.
Is that a win or a loss?
Man, I was really, really, really interested to see what the one half of the Hughes brothers, by the way, the one who did Dear Mama. And that docu-series
Oh,
was a
damn.
10 out of 10. If you haven't seen that, please check that out. So I was excited to see what he was going to do with it. He described how it was going to be. He said it was going to be more like a menace to society type tone starting out. So I was very interested to see what he's going to do with that. But he is no longer attached to the project. It is now Craig Brewer, who is most famously known for doing Hustle and Flow. Most lately, he did Coming to America, the sequel, and Dolomite is My Name.
Oh man, that might be why he got kicked off. Those most latelys.
That's
I
Craig
was on
Brewer.
help for nothing. Oh, Craig. Oh my God. Now, why did he get picked up there?
I don't know.
That's disgusting. Um, yeah, I mean, I hope it don't affect the story. I still hope we get a good story. Now that what you told me what dude is doing, I'm not sure. Maybe it's a studio didn't want him on there and didn't want the Hughes brothers, and that was a Snoop personal pick. But hopefully the movie is still good, man, because this is one that I want them to get right, and I do think it's important.
Facts. Ooh.
So that's a W, a loss, excuse me.
Well, we're gonna see. I'm gonna hold out judgment, but I really
All
want to
right,
see
man.
what Allen Hughes is gonna do with it. Though I'm hot about that too on the low.
Facts. Casanate, B, famous streamer. He was on his stream at the BET Awards, and he was backstage getting ready to pull, like just like he was just pulling into the spot, just getting there. And Wale walked past him, and Wale hit him with the "What up, Duke?" or whatever it is, and Kai hit him, "What's up, my boy?" And like, "What you playing on?" Was Twitch or whatever the fuck that thing is called, the Switch.
Yep.
When he gets in the truck, his chat starts to point out that, hey, you don't even know who that was. They start putting Wale's name in there. He said, "Well, who's Well? Wall?" He wasn't being funny either. That's the crazy thing about it. Casanat is 24 years old. Later on, Wale came up to him and said, "Man, they're getting on my ass for what you did earlier, but we'll talk about it later." So my question to you, AB, is it a win or a loss for Casanat not to recognize Wale?
No, he was trolling, man. It's a W. Wale
He
ended up
wasn't
posting a
trolling, bro.
video. Wale posted a video with a Switch logo at the end of it with the Switch brand because
Oh,
the
okay.
new Switch just came out.
Got
Now,
it, got it, got it.
is Wale tied into Nintendo? I don't know, but it was a definite like perfect product placement though. What you playing on the Switch, bro? Oh, this new Switch? Oh, the Smash Bro. Like it was like, come on, bro. Like it was kind of a moment, and it. I think they were trolling. If they were
Uh,
trolling, it worked because people are talking about it. I got to give it a W, but it was funny though,
it was very funny, man. It
and
was
very
very, but
Wale.
he's done this before. It was
It was
very
smart of
Wale-ish
Wale
too.
playing into that character that because that's kind of
Yep.
how
He
people look
came
at
back
him.
and was like, "Hey, bro, man, they getting on my ass." What happened? In the middle of me talking to Snoop, though. Like,
Yeah, that
come
was
on, bro, get
funny.
out of my face, my
I didn't
nigga.
know they were streaming. No, you see, he claimed he didn't know they were streaming both times. But if they on you, then you knew he was streaming. So then coming back the second time to say something, you knew he was streaming.
Facts. That's facts. Stream was 6 hours.
Streaming at the BET Awards is hard though. I'm not gonna lie.
Bro,
Like he got his shit
I
on
ain't gonna step
smash,
on
bro.
my yeah. I did you. Last win or loss, Raw's car show down here in Atlanta this weekend brought in $5 million in ticket sales. They was talking about it on the news. It
Yeah,
boosts the local South Side economy.
yeah.
Win or loss?
Huge W. We gave Ross a hard time for that first year because it was a shit show.
Yeah,
People were parked every which where. The streets was blocked. Traffic was insane. People were complaining. Neighbors were pissed off. It was a shit show. He has since cleaned it all the way up. Got the right police out there to kind of help, kind of get things moving along. They got the right parking out there. The hotels within like a 20-mile radius were booked to capacity, where normally they'd be empty as hell. Proceeds of the ticket sales go to black-owned businesses in the area. He's cooking right now, bro. It's at his crib. He's already
big
living
W.
there. It's not like he had to book a place. This was genius. He's cooking. The vendors 5 mil off ticket, bro. If you're a
Big
neighbor,
W.
neighbors done figured it out now. I'll just charge 200 for parking, and I'll just have a staycation downtown. He's cooking with hot grease with this car show, bro. It's genius.
Yeah, big W. I love to see Ross do this. He's gonna be in his bag as far as from an entrepreneurial standpoint. So I love to see this. I love the way that it's worked out and fleshed itself out over the 3 years of him not having to stop it or move it. Just the aesthetic of it being in my career, being able to flex and say that all of that's fire. Big W. Big W.
Yeah, man. Salute to Rose. On deck of the week, we're going to YouTube. Shout out to Kilo Beats OG. He said, interested to hear y'all thoughts on Carter 6. I'm cool on it. I've only heard Peanuts to Elephant because of social media, and it seems Wayne was just bullshitting in the studio. If
He
that's the
was
only song you heard, then yeah, I could completely understand because that shit is dog shit.
garbage. Yeah, that's facts.
God. Shout out to Alejandro Z9J8M. He said, don't worry, Spike, you're not tripping. Doja Cat does not seem like she's from LA at all. I learned that today. To be honest, I always thought she's from Atlanta.
I could see that too. I definitely can see that.
Shit. Real quick, shout out to Hendrix Loco. Spike is big tripping saying Blueprint series is better than Carter series. I know, but you said the In My Lifetime series.
I said in my lifetime, not Blueprint. Yeah,
Yeah. Both of those are
no,
not better than Carter though, but it's all good.
that's not true.
Also, last thing, man, Public Enemy B, Pac rep the Bay Area, Oakland, so he wouldn't be included in this list. Shout out to someone else said that too. Dog 93 also said that Pac represented more of the Bay, and that list was LA County. So that's why that's another reason why he could have been left off. So salute to that, man. Appreciate all the comments, man. As always, make sure y'all tap in. You got to put on for me.
I got two actually. One is if you are a fan of Succession, there's a movie on HBO Max called Mountainhead, written by the same guy that did Succession, exact same like flow, exact same tempo as the show. It's a movie. Steve Carell's in it. Very interesting, like little experiment that they did, but it was good. I enjoyed it. So if y'all into Succession, y'all like that, go check that out. Two is a very obvious put on, but I just got put on and I wasn't a believer. I watched that Casanat stream. And brother, when I tell you that shit was fire. Have you watched any of it?
Nah.
Bruh, like watch that. It's gonna remind you of like when we first was trying to do this and be in those places.
Yeah.
Just like I didn't get the hype about Buddy. I watched some of the pool party shit too. Like I mean, I'm fucking with his streams now.
Okay.
Like he done sold me. He an entertaining little dude. He seems
Yeah.
authentic, bro. When he was at the awards, I don't know if it was one nigga that dubbed him, and that was Tyler Perry. And I'm talking about I watched way too much than I'm proud, way more than I'm proud of
Yeah.
admitting. But like niggas was fucking like nigga. There wasn't one person like Brandy, not Brandy, but Sierra came up to him, wanted him to call his mom. Like Free from 106 and Park came up to him. Kevin Gates, like everybody in there was trying to fuck with dude. Like he was the most popular nigga in there, and he was cool with it. Like
Yeah.
give you the dab, boom, boom, keep it moving. Then him and Drewski was backstage with Kevin
funny.
Hart, so they giving you the backstage, bro. Please watch that when you can break it up in the intervals, but you gonna want to watch all. I made it to like 4 hours of that motherfucker.
God damn.
Like, it's good because you and I have been in those spaces before.
Yeah.
And just to see the response that little nigga get versus knowing the response that most people get, like that shit fire. It was fire from the beginning, from him leaving the hotel. They wouldn't let his homeboy in. He wouldn't go in without his homeboy. That shit fire. I'm a Casanat fan now. I didn't get it at first, but I watched like 45 minutes of the pool party and a lot of this last one. That shit was fire, bro. Like for y'all that don't believe in the streaming niggas, I don't know about none of the rest of them.
Right.
This little nigga, he legit. I fuck
Yeah,
with
no,
him.
he's. I went to a man. I went to like this event like 2 years ago, and it was put on by a marketing company, and they had just signed him. They talked about his work ethic and how far in advance he planned stuff and and so that's what made me a believer. And then I saw a couple of clips. Him with Ice Spice was really fun. I was like, okay, so he's funny, like because he acts like a regular dude. I mean, he's a regular dude, period. But I'm saying he kind of acts like a regular dude, so I can see a lot of people watching that, seeing themselves in him in those
Facts.
situations. And how he's reacting to him and shit. It's really, it's funny, it's entertaining, and it's storytelling on the low. Like you just
Facts.
said, my man can't get in. We gotta find a way to get my man to him. Like it's almost, damn, they got a plot to it almost. Like
He's so good at what he do, bro.
Yeah.
Like what you said with the storytelling. Like there was so many different little things that happened to just add to the experience. Like Drewski was backstage trying to holler at Kiki Palmer.
Yeah.
He giving him some game on.
That was
bro,
funny though. I did see that clip.
That shit is good, bro. Like I couldn't
good.
believe it. It held my attention the whole time.
Yeah, it's captivating.
Like,
Bro.
Buddy a beast, man. That nigga a beast. I'm late to the party. I know the younger people listening to us like, y'all niggas just not finding about streaming. Yes. And for niggas my age that don't believe in it, like when you ain't got nothing to watch and want to throw something on, put on one of his streams, like that pool party or this BET Award shit, man. That shit was excellent streaming.
That's funny as hell. Real quick, put on TV. I mentioned it earlier. The Studio on Apple TV Plus. I thought it was pretty good. I thought it got a little silly toward the end, but the concept is fire. So I definitely, you were right about that. That was a good watch. And the episodes were half hour. So I was like, thank you.
In and out.
Yeah, everything is an hour. Prestige. I got to pay attention to every goddamn thing. Like, sprinkle in some 30-minute joints that I can kind of halfway look at and still be entertained. And I'm starting, shout out to my guy Tonio. He told me about the Netflix joint, Forever. So I started that.
I told you about that too.
Yeah, you might have, but I mean, I'm really listening to you like that. My guy Yoski, he was like, "Hey man, tap into that." I was like, "All right."
Oh, that's Tonio type of show too.
Nah,
that's funny. Yeah, it's definitely a Tony. This is when you see this.
That's
funny. It's funny that he recommended it. God, shit, that's funny. Because people wasn't expecting me to like it, but I loved it. It's one of the best things I've seen on TV. So it was.
I like the first episode, man. First episode I'm fucking with, so I'm gonna keep tapping into that. So yeah, that's my put-ons. I'll keep y'all posted if living up to the hype like everybody's saying it is, man.
Tenfold, man. This has been another production of the On Deck TV show. Again, we appreciate y'all joining us. Rate, subscribe, like, do all the stuff that make podcasts successful, as you guys been listening for long enough to know. We thank you. Good night.
Peace.